on YouTube? Nerd right here, and it's been a couple months since I talked to you guys, so got a few updates. One, as far as fitness is concerned, I got done, I don't know, a couple weeks ago with a competition with a few friends. We did a deadlift competition to see who could deadlift the most, and yeah, I tied for last place. I don't know, there's only 3 of us, and the last 2 guys tied for last place. We both got 17. We were doing 335. Not too bad considering I'm just coming off of my my surgery, so felt pretty good about that. I think I could have gotten a little bit more. I don't know. I decided I would. The first time I did it, I got 15. I felt really good, and I was like, I can get 20. And then I don't know, the last day of the competition or whatever, I should have done it before then, but oh well. I went to go do it, and I couldn't get more than 17. It was bad, so I could probably get 20, but I ended up with 17, which is fine. Loser had to buy Rocky's tickets and round of beer, so the 2 losers split that, which is fine. It works. The other thing, I am looking at getting a new PC. I'm rocking a very old AMD 8350, overclocked to 4.3, I believe. Good overclock, runs really hot, but I have all my fans at 100% all the time, because otherwise I'd probably die. But the thing's been my workhorse for, I don't know, 5 years or so now. So with Ryzen out, I decided I would take a look at it and do research and figure out what I wanted, and I am going to go with a Ryzen 7 1700. The reason for that is because getting the 1700X and even the 1800X, or I'm sorry, the 1700X and the 1800X, I just don't, it's much more expensive, and I don't get the performance out of it. So I can overclock the 1700 to the 1800X performance, and it's much cheaper. So I'm going with that. I've been doing a ton of research on all sorts of different stuff, compatibility, which motherboards to get, which RAM to get. I have changed my mind over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, 100 different times at least, trying to figure out what I should get for this build. I've got a budget set. Even with that budget set, I want to go over it. My budget for this build is about $750, but I will be using 3 SSDs that I currently have in my system. I'll just reformat Windows and start from scratch, so I'm not having anything hang over for the old drivers and whatnot. So I won't have to worry about drives. I'm also going to be using temporarily, until I get a new one, the power supply that I currently have in my system, which is a 650 watt. Plenty of power. I'll probably keep it and just buy sleeves. If you don't know what sleeves are, basically, or extensions, I think I'll probably just get extensions. I can get extensions for it so that when you're looking at the case from the inside, because the case that I'm getting, I'm now torn between 2 cases. I did have my mind made up, and then I'm torn between 2 cases. But the cases, either one of them, have tempered glass, so you can see inside of it. So having the extensions, it just makes the case a lot more presentable, and so it makes it look better. Because currently, it's going to have the ugly colors, but whatever. Can't buy everything all at once, so I'll be using that, and then I think that's pretty much it, because the 2 cases I'm looking at don't have CD drives, because nobody really uses a CD drive anymore. So I'll be buying a case, a motherboard, a CPU, RAM, and fans for it. The first case I'm looking at getting is a Corsair 460X, and and it's the RGB version. And I'm looking at that because it looks like a gorgeous case, and I love the size of it. Putting everything in there, it's a gorgeous case. The other one that I'm looking at now is the InWin 303. I was looking at the 301 because it's smaller, but it doesn't fit an ATX motherboard. It only fits a micro ATX or smaller. And I don't have, or the motherboard I'm getting is not micro ATX or whatever. It's a full ATX board, so it's not going to fit. So I'm going to do depending on the two, the Corsair or the InWin 303. I just like how it looks. It's different. I've looked at a lot of other RGB builds. I'm doing a full RGB, which is funny because when it first came out, I don't know, a year or two ago, I was like, RGB, that's just dumb. Nobody needs RGB. And now look at me, I'm like, I don't need RGB everything. I need RGB RAM, I need RGB everything. Motherboard, all sorts of stuff. So, but looking at some of these builds, a lot of them, I'm not much for like all of the flashy, trashy, there we go, rhyming, stuff. That, I don't like that. That's not my flavor. I like a clean build. And I got to see a lot of clean builds with both cases. And so now it's up to me to figure out which one I want. I know what I'm trying to get towards, and I know like some of the fans that I want. Like Thermaltake came out with a couple of these, they're RGB, not Supreme, but Premium, RGB Premium, but they decided then they came out with another one, so then they already had Premium, so they went with Premium Plus, whatever. It's like getting into Premium Plus God mode. But the fans, just for 3 of them and the controller, on Newegg has the best price, but for 3 of them, it's $90. And I need, for the Corsair case, I would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So either case I would need 7. So you're looking, almost, well, yeah, about $200 with Newegg's price just for fans, for RGB colored fans, but they look amazing, absolutely amazing. Obviously, with a $750 budget, I can't do that and get all the other parts that I want. So those will have to be birthday and Christmas and whatever, and I can't have it all right now, which sucks, but whatever. I gotta be an adult. So I'll have to wait. But in the meantime, I'm still gonna need fans. So the Corsair one comes with 3 fans, and the InWin comes with no fans, unless they came out with a new, because they're coming out with new fans, their own fans. They've got an Aurora version it comes with fans and RGB LEDs on it that you can all install, and it looks pretty awesome, but I don't know that I want to get 4 more of those fans, because you can't even buy them right now. You can only get them with this case, but I'm sure in like a couple months or whatever they'll have them available for purchase. They look cool. I just I don't know. I'm trying to get all this stuff together. I'll make another video when I'm not in my car, and try and have all the links for everything that I'm been looking at, and kind of give you some explanations of the decisions that I made and why they've made them, because quite a lot of the hardware stuff I've had to change my mind, just based off compatibility, as well as some of the software. So a lot of the RGB stuff is being controlled by the motherboard, but just about everybody, because all this stuff is fairly new, does not have their software suite set up correctly. So a lot of them don't communicate with each other. So like I was originally going to get a water cooler, because the water cooler has some RGB stuff and it's really freaking awesome. But I decided against that because the water cooler software, or I should say the software that controls the water cool stuff, is not compatible with a couple other pieces of software that I need for other RGB stuff. So it's like, okay, well, then I can't really do that. And so as a result, I'm not doing the water cooler right now, but I'm going to use that money instead, because the water cooler was like $160. So instead, I'm doing some other stuff. I'm gonna upgrade the hardware instead. Anyways, with all that said, I just kind of want to give an update. I'll try to get some more videos. With the new build, I'll be able to do actually video editing. Right now, trying to do video editing with a 8350 is not pleasant. Not at all. So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. So I'll try to do some video editing once I get the new build, give you guys some more updates, and go from there. But until next time, I'll talk with y'all later.